Elspeth Cheung, the Global Valuation Director at Kantar, has been in charge of the brand ranking numbers, not only for our BrandZ Top 100 Most Valuable Global Brands for many years, but also for the other 16 rankings that we do each year, looking at the most valuable brands in countries such as these. So who better to speak with than Elspeth to get her perspective on the 2020 results, understand her views on the pandemic's impact on the rankings and the resilience of those companies with strong brands. Now, obviously, the markets are very volatile at the moment with the current situation. So how recent are these valuation numbers that we're releasing today?
Yeah, we consider the financial performance of our brands up to the end of April. So we know that the market is still very volatile, the stock markets around the world, but we started to see a pattern. And the pattern is which companies' brands are doing well and which ones are suffering. So I would say the ones that we are capturing now, especially the top risers, are the ones which are doing very well during this pandemic.
Well, in the light of the COVID-19, what impact has that had on the valuation numbers and also the category performances?
Yeah, definitely. It's a roller coaster, the numbers that we see, a roller coaster. But the very interesting and also surprising thing that we see is when I put all the numbers together, we still see an net increase of 6% in the top 100 total brand values. So we are trying to look into why, because actually more than half of the brands in the top 100 ranking this year have declined their brand values. So we are trying to look into why. And what we see is a very important message that we want to deliver as well. The strongest brands are actually becoming stronger. Yeah, this is a very interesting thing that we find out. The strongest brand have become stronger. And what we see is the top riser, if we take a look at the top riser table this year, for example, we have brands like Lululemon, Instagram, Amazon, Microsoft, Netflix, or even Costco. These brands, they are not just what I call pandemic heroes that we see. Actually, even before this pandemic, before this lockdown, they have been in our top riser tables for quite a number of years. And these brands, what they have been doing, they have been helping us to live a digital life, to help us stay fit, to be entertained, and to work seamlessly. And now this pandemic is just helping to accelerate this digital lifestyle trend that more people are practicing in their daily life. So I would say, yes, we see there's some companies, some brands which are doing better than the other ones. And the ones which are doing well, actually, they have been doing well even before the pandemic.
Well, I suppose that brings us on to looking at some of the categories. So which categories has performed well and which not so well? And is this basically an acceleration of all the trends that were evident before the pandemic rather than things that are just pandemic related?
Right. So when we look at the categories which are performing well, we take a look at retail. Retail is our top performing category this year. So of course, from retail, we have the e-commerce players, Amazon, Alibaba, and JD, who helped us live our normal life during the pandemic, during the lockdown. But we also have the suppliers of essential items like Costco, I just mentioned, and also Walmart, or all these supermarket brands. They're helping us to live through these unusual times. But I wouldn't say all the retailers are doing well, because I think in the news recently, we've been hearing a lot of retailers, especially department stores, they have filed for bankruptcy.
Well, so of course, retail is definitely a game of two distinct halves at the moment, as you say.
Yeah, that's definitely. And I think we also see that in other categories as well. So retail is one, but when we look at apparel, so a lot of general retailers, apparel retailers are struggling because we are all staying at home. So why do we have to buy new clothes? But there are also some ones which are doing very well, like Lululemon as a top riser this year as well. So what we see is it's not just about apparel that we are using, but also about staying fit, staying well, physically and mentally. So these are sort of brands which are helping us to live a very different lifestyle, then help us go through this pandemic in a digital lifestyle.
Well, Elspeth Cheung, the Global Valuations Director for Kantar and the person responsible for all the numbers in our BrandZ Top 100 Most Valuable Global Brands for 2020. Thank you very much indeed for joining us.
Thank you, David.